Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
well, hey everybody, we are live on the Overland podcast. It just kind of snuck up on us here, and I hit the button, so here we are. And hopefully, it won't kick me off. We'll see. I've been kicked off the last 2 weeks in a row. We'll see. But anyway, last time I that we went live on Instagram, it booted me off, and I had to. Tony was by himself for about 10 minutes, and I was like, I hate my modem. And I wanted to
Yeah.
go in there and kick the thing and throw it and all this other stuff, but I didn't.
Yeah. I was nervous. I wanted to come down there and kick your modem in the face too.
You
Ah,
did good, Tony. You did well.
I swear, it's so dumb. I don't know. But hey, welcome to the Overland Podcast. We are in the last week of May and fixing to be June here. It's this pretty amazing time. Summer's a bit. I got 2 days left of school. I got 3 days of training next week, and next Thursday we are leaving to be gone for 7 weeks. And I cannot wait.
You suck.
That's awesome.
I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. Well, the great thing about working at a school is I get summers off. Me and my wife have the exact same schedule, and so we're able to go and plan and do, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. But I thank you all for being here with us. Thank you for joining us. We got some people that have already joined us on Instagram, and so we're going to be right back. We're going to talk about something that I think is going to be pretty interesting, and these other three people that are on here are going to have a lot more to say about this than I am because they have experience. So here we go. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching or listening to the Overland Podcast. We're excited to be here. We're coming to you live as we do each week, bringing you the latest in all things outdoors and overlanding. The live show contains listeners, so join us with your comments and questions. Here we go. No pros, just bros on this show. No pros, just bros, and one really nice lady. Matt,
Correct.
Monica, thank you for joining us from all the way in Oklahoma.
Yes, sir. If you couldn't
How's
tell.
everything in Oklahoma these days? Is it hot?
Steamy?
Yeah.
Steamy?
Humid, you go
Right.
outside
Yeah.
to check the mail and you sweat. Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
the wind's always blowing. Every time I've been to Oklahoma, the wind's always blowing.
Yeah.
Is that because of Kansas? I've heard that.
It just goes straight down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
straight down. Yeah, because Kansas blows. That's what I heard. Um,
Yeah.
well, hey, we picked out a topic for this week, and that was one of the reasons that we wanted to have y'all on because y'all have some experience in this, in that you have a particular setup on your Gladiator, and Tony
Mhm.
has I wouldn't say the exact opposite, but completely different setup on his, and that seems to be kind of a hot topic lately because a lot of people are trying to decide. I actually was in the Lowe's parking lot on Monday morning, and I went to get a board because it's so fun building a rig. Don't tell my wife we're building the rig, but we got a Subaru, and we're going to take the Subaru on the trip. And I was there getting some parts because I'm a DIY guy, and
Mhm.
so I was there getting some parts. I loaded some things on my trailer. I turn around, and there is a couple in a Gladiator sitting there staring at me, and they're like, "Hey, wait, where'd you get that bumper? What kind of rooftop tent is that?" And I got the thousand questions. I'm just sitting there pouring sweat. And he did not have anything on his bed. He's like, I've been just bought this thing not very long ago. Really love it. It's been a dream come true to own this vehicle. And he said, I got my radio installed, I got my lift, got my tires, and now I'm fixing to do some overlanded stuff. And he's like, I don't know, about this rack or this topper. He said, man, all I do is spend all my time on the internet researching. And I'm like, there, been there, done that. And
Yep.
it's a hot topic for people because whether it fits their lifestyle or what they do or how they want to live depends on what they, or maybe even their budget. I kind of wanted to talk about that because there's a lot of this going around. There's a lot of new things that are coming out. OVS has a new line that's coming out of the toppers, and they have two different kinds. Alucab just had a new one that just came out that blows my mind. It's totally cool, where the tent opens on the side.
Yep.
And so you see all this new stuff coming out around the time of Overland Expo West. And so all this new gear coming out. And so if people are out there and they have a Tacoma, or they have a full-size truck, or they have a Gladiator, something with a bed on it, they have to think about, okay, what's best for me? So I wanted to ask y'all have the Harker, which I love, absolutely love it. Now Tony looked over it pretty
I've
good.
had the opportunity to look it over a couple of times, and
on the
I've
Go Explore trip.
love it.
So tell us, what made you go with that? Out of all the things that are out there, what made you go with that setup?
So we were at more, was it 3 years ago?
2
years ago?
Well, 3 more ago, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 more ago. It says,
3 more ago.
Yeah, 3 more ago. Is that right? A time frame. Anyway, we had this pipe, and we just got the Gladiator. It had a paper tag on it, and so we wanted to like go there, just basically like you were saying, to do research, just to go to more and say this, and this.
Great place
And
to
then,
do that.
correct. And so we were there, and we were just like taking notes, and then we stumbled across basically the EDC. Cam was there with Harker, and he had it all open. And then the whole notion of the tailgate portion being down, and I can stand up and get dressed, or she can get dressed, versus like trying to get dressed in a tent. It just it was fantastic. And then the bed platform goes up, and then it becomes a living space if it's rainy or wonky outside.
Yeah.
I don't know of another one that actually does that, where it actually comes out over the tailgate. A lot of them just have that space, and a lot of them you remove the tailgate and it goes straight down. But having that extra space, I noticed that you actually can put a toilet in that area, and you're actually a tall guy, so you can stand up in there and have plenty of room. But having that extra room of privacy, Monica, does that play a big part with you?
Oh, it's 100%. Yeah. Like, I don't, yeah, for me, it was kind of the game changer, honestly. It's just, I can set a little toilet over to the side. I'm getting older, and how things go whenever you're getting older. And it's the first thing you got to do whenever you wake up.
Oh my goodness.
So there's that.
Yeah.
So I, don't have to worry about climbing out and having to take care of business and stuff. So, I can actually set it over to the side, on our tailgate, and have it covered and be privacy.
Well, and I noticed, I don't know if y'all pack light or if you don't take a whole lot of stuff, but when you had your bed up, but the back end was open, it looked like y'all had enough. Y'all could have put it looked like anything was in there. It was so much room.
Yeah, we do pack pretty light, but it's
Let's see. We have a refrigerator, and we have the DeWalt
pack outs
or stackables,
and drawers.
And then on the behind those, we have. It was very inexpensive. They're like Bed Bath and Beyond. Is that the name of the store?
Sure.
Was it anyway? They look like was it modular benches or like ottomans, and so I cut the back of them so they would go over the hump of the truck, and so we put like storage in there. It's like one has like our pillows and bedding on this side, and the other one has a recovery on the other side. So it's on a budget, so it works, and it gives us a little place to sit.
Right on.
Tony, yours is completely different. You have the Rhino rack.
The Recon deck. It's a Recon deck bed rack.
Bed rack. And you went with that one over the. What did you have before, the EVO? Was it?
Yeah, I had an EVO one. It was built. I could have put another Gladiator on top of it. It was so stout, but it was so stinking heavy. It was ridiculously heavy.
And if I remember right, when you switched over from the EVO to the Rhino rack, you actually gained clearance. It actually made it difficult for you to get into the garage because it lifted your Gladiator up a little bit because of the weight difference.
Yeah. I gained ground clearance. Yeah, because it was. I don't know. Each side of the Evo was probably about 80 or 85 pounds, and then there was 4 bars that went across that were probably 20 pounds a piece. You know, I mean, that thing was so ridiculously heavy, and the Rhino rack is maybe 50 pounds, and they rated to hold about the same weight.
That's incredible.
So
That blows
it's-
my mind. You know,
yeah.
I'm not an engineer by any means, but to have something that one's steel, one's aluminum, and they're made completely different, and one is maybe, I don't know, a tenth of the amount of metal that you have on the back, but yet it's weighted to hold the same exact thing. That
I
just
know it.
totally blows
I
my
know
mind. And then you've got the iCamper on top of that, with the decked drawers underneath there. Now, why do you feel like you went with that setup over maybe a topper?
Well, so I love the topper, love the look of it. I love how, you know, like Matt and Monica have so much dry storage in the bed of their truck. I love that. But for me, that means I'd have to park outside. I don't have the clearance with an 8-foot ceiling and a 7-foot garage door. I just don't have the clearance to do that. So I can't.
Unless you put it on air and you were able to like lower it.
Yeah, I could spend $7,000 on an air ride, and I could just
Just money. It's just money.
air down when I get home.
Yeah,
It's science.
Steadfast says it's science.
Yeah.
Here we are, got a fabricator in here, so he tells me it's science.
Yeah.
That's
the same thing, Casey. Who parks in the garage?
I do.
Tony does. So is it a big deal? Is it a big deal on the trails that we go on or the places that we camp? Is it a big deal to you, Matt, Monica, to have that space where you're hauling your gear completely sealed and out of the weather, or maybe out of reach of sticky fingers while you're trying to sleep as well?
You would call. I mean, still, it's a false sense of security, but yeah, you do feel safer in the little box, you know. But technically, the door is still canvas, right? So, but it is nice also. Like you can get in and out of the bed in the morning. You can get dressed without going outside. You know, there's conveniences, or get something to drink because the refrigerator's underneath you when the bed's down there.
Well, I've talked with Tony several times about it, and that's why, Tony, you've said here lately that you are interested in getting the topper because of how dirty everything gets in the back with it being so open on the dusty roads.
Yeah, it really just boils down to if I'm in a group and you know you're in line and you're
unless you're at the front.
Unless you're at the front, then it's not as bad. But you know, but when you get to camp and everything in your bed is just coated with dust.
Yeah, and we deal with that some. I mean, even like this last weekend, we were with friends and we were at the end and we were taking on a lot of dust and stuff. And even at that, like you would open our tailgate, and even though we have the seal that goes in between the tailgate and the bed, we still get quite a bit of dust in. I mean, it, you know, not a ton, you know, not everything, but you know,
about like this much, wherever that's probably a foot from the tailgate.
Yeah.
And we just keep this little broom that looks like what umpires use to clean their plate.
Yeah.
It probably looks about the same too. And I don't know.
Do you stand up on the tailgate and bend over like the umpires do? Because that would be cool.
Yeah. No.
It just seems like the way my truck is built, that dusty air just seems to it's like a funnel. Like it just sucks it in. So I don't know. That's the worst part. Other than that, I love the way it's set up, you know, and part of me is kind of itching for a change a little bit, maybe. So I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Seems like that's come up here quite a bit lately, that we've talked about you going completely enclosed.
I even talked about going to a ground tent.
You did talk about going to a ground tent.
Had a moment of weakness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. My wife, I told her, I said, Tony's thinking about going to ground tent. She said, what? The only reason, if we could put a rooftop tent in our backpacks when we backpack, we would sleep in a rooftop.
Just suspend it from a tree or something.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Maybe we could hang a hammock like 30 feet up in there and climb up in a tree or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's blessings also based on the enclosure. If you have a family, like the couple can stay on the top and somebody else can stay on the bottom. It's like a bunk bed kind of situation. We've seen that done on forums where a family can sleep under the same enclosure, which is kind of pleasant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that. What do you know what the weight is on your Harker?
Yes, sir. With the solar package, it's a little over 350 pounds. Without the solar package, it's 300 pounds.
So that's really not much more than Tony's rack was when he had that on there.
Yeah.
That's crazy how they can get them so light, but yet be so big.
Yeah.
Would you think that it would be, if you went with one, you would get one that had the tent made into it, or would you go with like a regular topper and put a tent on top of it?
Yeah, after it was just a few weeks ago that I was sort of considering that new OVS one, and just going back and forth, and if I were just to be real with myself, I wouldn't like a ground tent, so it would definitely be the one with the, with the tent built
made
in the
into
top. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I think the advantages of that are so huge.
Mhm.
When you can take that bed and raise it up and have all that enclosed space. We've watched videos of Mountain State Overland, and he's got the alu cab that pops up.
Yep.
And he's went camping in, snow that was 4 or 5, 12 inches deep. And, he would cook outside, but then those have those really cool furnaces that you can like see the fire and stuff.
Yeah.
And he would get in there and he would show that, he'd just be in there just talking or whatever. And just to have that space inside, I think, it just makes it where you don't just have storage, but you have a living area in case it's super cold or, is that what y'all experience, Matt, when you actually can use that as a living space instead of just storage space?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
So one time in Colorado, we got stuck and it was like super cold and super rainy, and we were actually able to like eat in there and like make some hot cocoa and
just kind of hunker down,
watch some movies and just kind of hunker down for a while. It's like, it wasn't going to be too bad the next day, so we just stayed and kind of chilled out in there.
I think it was 4 Mile Canyon, right?
No, no, it was. I don't remember where.
Okay, never mind.
It was one of those that we were in some random. Yeah, I don't know. One of those random
spots are the best. I love the random spots.
Yeah, they're totally unknown and unplanned for spots that you.
I can't tell you how many times I start a story with, I was camped somewhere and I had no idea where it was.
I'm like,
and I couldn't take you back there to save my life, but it was cool.
Yeah.
And, those are the cool ones.
I think it was an alternate route to something we were going to try to do, and
like I think it was like in the back of one of those like trail guide books, so you can has all like the trails like green, red, and whatever.
Oh yeah, the Colorado books. I got a whole bunch of them suckers up there. I love.
Yeah, Chris has got a good point there. Camping with Steve, if you've ever seen him,
is that a YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel. He's in Canada somewhere, and he does the most random camping. He'll go and he'll camp in the center of a roundabout. If it's grown up and like big trees in the center, he sneaks in and camps in the. He's a pretty fun channel to watch.
Sweet.
See that.
Let's look him up.
Hunker down.
Chris Carroll can make a small fortune if he could clone his cat. Like,
yeah.
Shop cat is so dope. He's like, I wish I could have a cat you could just let go in the middle of the forest and it wouldn't run off.
Yeah.
Well, my dog's so dumb, she just lays down in the middle of all the poison ivy and then crawls on us, and we end up.
Yeah. That last Go Explore trip, we all came home half expecting to have poison ivy because PJ shared it with us.
Yeah, she did. And the only one that I actually heard that got it was my wife. She got a little spot on her arm right there. It just popped up about 2 days later, and she still got it.
Yeah,
2 or 3 weeks later now.
Poison ivy's the devil. Though.
It is.
It is the devil. And that last place we camped was in the pit of the devil because it was everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, do you think that that having something like this, whether you have the rack and the tent, or if you have the topper, does where you live, does that matter, or where you spend most of your time camping? Do you think that matters?
I don't think so, because I mean, under the umbrella of Arkansas and umbrella, our environment's relatively similar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see rigs. You see guys in these big giant 1-ton rigs that have these giant campers, and you're like, there's no way they'll fit on any trail in Arkansas. And so, those are mainly out west where it's just wide and open. They're on trees. And so I personally, I was just curious as to whether it would matter if you were out west where the climate's a little milder or a little hotter. Would it be able to cool it off a little better? Tony's tent is pretty small. It's pretty compact. And I don't know how air circulates in there compared to having all that space underneath where you could actually get some air in there. So he said camping with Steve is not what it's called. What's called stealth camping. His channel.
Stealth camping, yeah.
Stealth camping. Stealth camping is camping without anybody knowing you're camping. That's pretty good.
Yeah. We can't do that. Yeah.
No.
It's pretty dead giveaway. Dead giveaway.
When the things popped up, you're like, oh, they're camping. Yeah, it'd be kind of hard for us to go in the Walmart parking lot and convince everybody we're not camping.
We're not camping, no.
Yeah, we're not camping. What about quality? Have you seen that your topper is, you think it's going to last pretty good while? The way it's built. What do you think?
For us, I would say yes. The only thing is, like, we're number 61 of the Harker, so we were like some of ours I would call us, we were the beta program. Like we were early adopters, and like everything that was could be fixed, they've mitigated now based on all their like certain features,
feedback, and
yes, sir. So like the canvas, like ours goes straight down, and we use like bed sheet clips to hold it so it tapers down, and now they have bungee cords around the whole thing, like so elastic, and so when they bunch it, like goes over the tailgate. So they listen to their customers. We're number 61.
Yeah, so ours is like really heavy canvas, which I don't mind. It doesn't make it a little bit harder, I think, to probably put back up and smush in, to pull the top down. Whereas the new canvas, or the new topper, I guess, is
it's like ripstop.
Yeah.
Some sort of
modern,
lighter, easier to work with.
Yes, sir.
But
well, I don't think the rooftop tents have been in United States long enough for us to know whether they have it or not. There's a few of them out there, that have the plastic tops that have busted corners, or you see stuff like that. But it's really hard for us to know, is this built to last, or is it going to last 15, 20 years? Or Tony, you've got a ton of nights in yours.
Yeah, I've got 89 nights in mine.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been great. It rarely gets any kind of dust or anything on the inside. So, what we were talking about earlier, the dust settles underneath the bed. But when you pop the tent, I don't really notice, dust just falling off of it. So it does a pretty good job of keeping dust out. I've camped in lots of rain. I've never had a drop of water inside other than, for me breathing, but no rain.
I actually made a video the very first morning that we spent the night in the Ouachitas with the Go Explore trips. The very first Go Explore trip you and I went on together. That was the one where it flooded. But I made a video. It was like a reel or something of you crawling out of your tent in the pouring down rain. That thing got like 1 million views. But and that's what made me think, okay, how good are these tents? Because a lot of them are really flat on the top. A lot of them have skylights or something like that. Now, my tent is the style that you have on your Harker. It's the long one that pops up like that. I've never really had an issue with rain getting in mine, but it has a hard top. So the ones that pop up like Tony's with the iCamper, when it pops up, actually the roof is the soft part. It's not actually the hard part because it's going straight up. But Have y'all had any trouble with rain getting in yours?
Us, no.
Mhm.
If it's raining and like if you're a knucklehead and you lean against the side of the tent with your pillow or something, of course, just based on physics, whatever is touching outside, moisture wants to come inside. But
Right.
no, it's never like dripped on us or leaked on us. No, sir.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Now Casey says they don't have dust or rain issues. Which one do they have? I can't remember.
I believe they have an alley cab.
That's right, they have the Nike cab.
Yeah.
So it's pretty similar to the way y'all's is made, except it
Yeah.
doesn't have the thing on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that hard door. That thing is dope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, if you're still on here, I kind of want to know what you're talking about. Your new camper. What are you talking about? What are you getting, buddy?
What are you
Do
talking
tell.
about there, Chris?
Do
We want to
tell.
know.
Yeah, inquiring minds want to know, buddy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like when you follow certain people, like I don't know, we're not name drop, but they go through tents so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like we were just trying to be like I would call it prudent or like knowledge with our money. So we just buy once, cry once kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so like we didn't have the patience or time just to go through like try one, nope, and keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife and I were actually discussing that over dinner. We got the radio chatter cards. Have you seen them? So they were at Moore. First time I'd ever seen them, but real nice couple. And we ordered some of those for our trip that's coming up. And it's a deck of cards, and it has questions that you can ask each other while you're going down the road, stimulate conversation, get to know each other, or whatever. It's a really neat type of game. Oh yeah, Casey said they have a quick pitch. So Chris says an Extrusion Overland new camper. Oh,
okay.
Look at there. I guess Extrusion's coming out with a camper.
Yeah, they have they've developed some enclosure panels that go on their rack system, so they can enclose their rack. Yeah,
Isn't that something?
It's kind of neat.
But anyway, we were. She had pulled up a question about this, and anyway, we got to talk. Yes, it's a regular deck of cards, and then it has questions that you can ask your significant other, or either on the radio with people that you're traveling with. Try to pass the time or whatever. It's really cool. And it came up. What's your next upgrade? See, there's one of the questions. And so it came up, and she said she talked about the same thing. The people that try this tent, I don't like this tent. Get rid of it. Try this tent. Like I don't get rid of it. I said, well, I'm on my 4th tent on top of my FJ right now, and I told her, I said it took a while for me to like, oh, that's cool. And of course, when I first got my FJ, I was like, well, first of all, I got to get what I can afford. And second of all, I got to get what is available. And we went up to a store. We actually got to see different things. Ended up buying an iCamper 2X, which is kind of like the iCampers now. They don't even make these anymore, but it just opened up to the side. It didn't fold out. So it was long. And, I was like, I like this tent. This is a cool tent. And we ended up, somebody wanted it. We sold it, ended up getting a soft tent. Hated it. Absolutely hated it, because with me by myself, it was so much trouble putting up, taking down, smashing all of it in. And if you've got an awning, trying to get to that zipper all the way around, I just wanted to I hated that thing. I wanted to burn it. And then went to a different one. And now I've got the one that maybe this is the third one. So I may be on my third one. So I got this 23-0, and I'm like, this is it. This is perfect for me. Perfect for my wife. I can put my little dog up in there. And this is it. I'm done. I've actually bolted my tent straight to my rack because it's never coming off. If I sell the vehicle, it's going with it. If I die, I'm gonna be buried in it. So that's it. That's it. There's not another one gonna be on it. So Tim says, I'm on my second rooftop tent, but now thinking I want to go with a camper, just undecided which one. Hard to get stuff for a second gen Frontier. That's another issue that you've got to deal with when you do the toppers, or even the racks. If you have a vehicle that's not common, if you don't have a Tacoma, if you don't have a Gladiator, if you've got something that's different, it's really hard to find something that fits because they're vehicle specific. And so I get you. I get you there. We've talked about, okay, what do we do when the FJ dies? And I'm like, don't talk about that.
Nope.
Blah, 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 blah.
It's going to live forever. So
I
when it
don't
dies,
think so.
When it dies, you're just going to fix it and go again.
I may like do a diesel swap in it or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. But
that FJ is so awesome.
It is. And they go like you can't buy a used one's like 30 grand. It's like, how is that even possible?
Crazy what those things are going for right now. It's absolutely crazy. And if you can find one that's got less than 100,000 miles on it, it's $50,000.
Yeah.
It's outrageous. So yeah, I'm glad I got one when I did, and I'm glad it's paid for. I love everything that I've done to it, but yeah, I'm with you. Buy once, cry once. Do all your research up front. See what you want. But just like Tony's in the position right now where he's like, okay, I've done it this way for a while. The other way may be better. So he's starting to question that.
Well,
is that what's going on?
Everybody's different. So
yeah, everybody's different. I totally get that.
Well, you can just borrow our truck for a weekend.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time.
There he goes. There he goes. How cool would that be? But yeah, I totally get it. I've changed up a few things that are small, but pulling my 10 off and going with something new, or changing it up completely, pulling my whole back in and going with something else just to upgrade. I've got everything exactly. I know where it's at. I know what will fit. I know when we pull out of the garage, or actually I don't park in the garage like weirdos do. But when I pull out of the driveway, I know what's in there. I know what I have to pack. We can be gone in 15 minutes because I'll just throw some clothes in the bag and we're gone. Is y'all's Matt? Is y'all's your everyday driver? Do you drive it every day? She does. That's right. Yep. I remember y'all talking about
daily.
That's cool.
Daily. It's wonderful. If she gets an accident, she wins.
Yeah.
No,
I think about that all the time.
His little baby car, like
if people hit me in the FJ, I feel sorry for them. That thing is a tank, all the way around. I feel bad for him. It ain't gonna
See, Chris brings up a good point there. Something I considered, 2 or 3 weeks ago, whenever I was thinking about switching over to a bed cap. We have a trailer, that honestly it doesn't get used as much as it should. But I thought, well, I mean, I don't need to go to a ground tent. I could just pull a trailer, but then I wouldn't pull a trailer on the high watermark trail.
No.
So
you have to base camp it basically, and then go to do, and then come back, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's advantages on those, right? Like, because then you're dropping a trailer, and you don't have all the weight and everything on your vehicle, and I mean, so there's advantages and disadvantages to almost everything.
Yeah, and that tent that we've got on the trailer is a California King, so there's all kinds of room.
Huge.
It's ridiculous,
and it'll haul about 5 rick of wood.
Yeah. It's a utility trailer. I swapped the axles on, and it's got a 3,500 pound axle on it. I don't think there's enough volume to hold the amount of weight that I could actually put on there.
That's crazy.
Anyway.
That's cool. Well, hey, let's take a short break. We're going to thank our sponsors for being with us and making sure that our show runs every single week. Thank you so much. We're going to take a break, get a drink, be right back. See you.
The Overland Podcast is proudly supported by Timbo Tusk, Shop Overland Apparel, Okie Overland, We Boost, Zero Breeze, Steadfast Overland, The Overland Shower by Adventure Trail Outfitters, Snap Mounts, Blackbeard Fire Starters, X Beyond 360, Logic Overland Coffee, MC Ranch Overland, Moreflate, Midland Radio, Northbound Expeditions, in cooperation with Natural State Overland, Go Explore USA, Jasper Jeep Jam and Overlanding Rally, and Overland of America. We also support nonprofit organizations such as Blue Line Overland and Warriors in the Wild.
So let's talk about some disadvantages. One of the things that really goes through my mind with the toppers, with the truck toppers and things like that, is accessories. Now, I think we talked about awnings with y'all while we were there. Is that an issue with what you have trying to install an awning?
Not necessarily. Length of the awning is an issue because there's the connections on the side. I think it's like 6 foot, and the rest of it's just blank. And so we bought an awning, and we just, unbeknownst to us, it was way too long to get one there, and so now it's just sitting in the garage upright. But so
we haven't settled on an awning yet. They have certain brackets that you have to put on there, I guess, to do it, and we just haven't done it yet.
So yeah, when we went on a trip with Brad,
we're still looking.
We fell in love with awnings when we went on a trip with Brad. Everybody's like, shade. Like,
yeah, it's a shade. It's a shade. Yeah, that Tony, you just changed yours up a little bit with your awnings. Did you go with the same size that you had, or did you go bigger?
Well, it's the OVS 270. I guess it's their 270 LT.
Yeah.
And it was like 6 inches longer than the Batwing compact awning.
Okay.
So a little bit longer.
So Tony, do you see that as an issue if you were to go to a topper? The things that you have installed now that you might not be able to, some things that you might not be able to use or include in the rig and change things up like that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the awning is something that I really, really love having. It's really nice for so many reasons. Obviously, shade and rain, but if the weather is like really cold, you can throw up the walls and put a propane fire pit under there, and you've got a space outside. Oh, thanks, babe. Yeah, that is a decent place to stay warm.
Yeah, we've done that countless times.
Yeah,
countless times.
Yeah.
And we even talked about last week when we had the guy on from Zero Breeze about putting the walls on when it's hot and putting a Zero Breeze in there to cool it off and having a cool space.
Yeah.
So yeah, the awning is, it would really, if you're used to having it, it would be really hard to go without it.
Yeah.
Or some kind of a space like that. We've got a clam, which is just like the Gazelle, which is it's not a tent, it's the gazebo that's got the mesh all the way around it. So it gives you some space, but it's still not the same. When you can just pull it out there in about 20 seconds, it's set up. What anything else, Tony? Any of the other accessories that you have on there that you wouldn't be able to deal with? Would you still be able to use your deck system?
Yeah, I would think so. I would certainly use a deck system with a topper.
Yes, sir. Actually, Adam, the original owner of Okie Overlanding, he had a Harker with the deck system on it, and it helped his family get it up and down the platform. Like it was like an extra step to get up. We use a little ladder, but the same concept. It's like an extra footstep.
Yeah, the one thing I had considered if I went that route was I would relocate my fridge from the back seat. I would probably put my 40%.
Put it in the rear.
Yeah, I would move my battery, my red arc, my fridge. I would move all that into the bed, and then put my 40% seat back in, the factory seat back in.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the fridge. Once you lift the truck and then on certain tires, like I can get inside the refrigerator and see but she has no clue what she's reaching and grabbing. She's like,
I mean, and I'm taller, and I still am having issues. So.
Never leave home without a stool. Short people problems, and that's what I named my stool, was short people problems.
Short people problems.
I never leave home without it. I wish it had another step on it, but it got to be compact. I have very little space.
And thanks to you, we also have one in our Jeep.
Yeah, I've broken one and had to buy another one. I definitely upgraded on that because when I broke it, that was not pretty.
No.
So Arla wants to know, what is your favorite camp meal when you go out? I've seen y'all cook a lot. Tony actually got to experience some of your cooking last time.
Dude, that chicken they made was so good on my salad.
Yeah, I know y'all like to cook. What's your favorite camp?
Overland Spices.
Yeah. Overland Spices.
Triple
Triple locked. Yeah.
Yes.
Shameless plug. Love it. It's my favorite.
We
use it all the time.
My favorite?
Yeah, I know my favorite.
I don't know. I'm pretty basic, so it's normally just some kind of protein and vegetables. So nothing,
same here.
You know, just nothing too crazy.
Yeah, like my favorite on camp is basically like smoked sausage and the Japanese mix of some sort of like
a sausage stir fry.
Sausage stir fry in a bowl.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's simple. It's delicious, and then also since smoked sausage is like it's pre-cooked ish, right? It's not like you're gonna worry about getting stomach issues on camp, like.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. That's a good point.
What's your favorite thing that is a must-have for any trip that you go on? What do you not leave home without? I love your shirt. It says Barbarian. I just noticed that. Is that a take off the Barbie shirt?
It is. It was a gift for a friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
So what's your must-have?
What do you not leave home without?
I don't know. Probably the toilet. I'm not gonna lie. I can pee in the woods, randomly, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe the toilet.
It's nice to have privacy and be able to sit down and do what you got to do.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
even if you just carry the toilet in the woods,
it
is nice to have a place to sit down.
Yeah. Probably toilet. I hate to say that.
Yeah.
I just love pillows. Like we're both side sleepers, so 2 pillows is a must. So you got to have a pillow here and a pillow here, and so it's bougie. I don't care because if not, I don't sleep. So
I'm a multi-pillow guy myself.
Yeah.
We use the My Pillow pillows.
Yes, sir.
Because they smash down to nothing. Because it's got that I guess it's chopped up foam or something in there. Mm-hmm. If you squash all the air out, you can get that thing paper thin. And we leave them in the tent. But I bought the biggest inflatable backpacking pillow that I could find. And that is my second pillow because I can let all the air out of it and it's flat.
Yeah.
So I can puff it up as big as I want or lets a little bit of air out, and it's got some foam in it too. So yeah, I'm definitely a multi-pillow person.
Hearing you guys talk about your pillows kind of makes me question my choices because I have 3 pillows here at home and I have 1 in my tent.
You sleep so much better if you have more than 1 pillow.
And
I sleep with 2 pillows at home. And my mother got me, I'm 53 years old. My mommy's just like, oh, you need this. Yeah, here, take this. And she had a My Pillow body pillow.
Uh-huh.
That thing is heaven. I mean, I can put it between my legs and cuddle it at the same time.
Bear hug it.
Gosh, exactly.
It's unreal. So cool. Now I don't put it in the tent because it's just massive. It'd be like having 3 people up there.
Yes, sir.
My wife wants you to know. She knows y'all are keto people. She made me a keto cheesecake for my birthday. What? So I asked for gluten-free, sugar-free, and then I said dairy-free, and she said, "Babe, it's cheese. It can't be dairy-free."
Cheese, yes.
But let me tell you, it was amazing. Apparently, they've got an aisle in Walmart now that has all the keto stuff in it, and she even found stuff to make keto crust. Like a graham cracker crust. It was phenomenal. I had some just a minute ago.
Arla made some of the keto brownies yesterday.
Yes.
What's one of the main brownie mix makers?
Monk Fruit makes one, right? It's the red package.
Yeah. One of the ones at the store.
Yes, ma'am.
Betty Crocker.
Well, no, I'm thinking Duncan Hines maybe.
Yeah.
She did it at the cannabis store.
No.
My wife has a good question. What's one place you can't wait to go? What's on your bucket list?
Oh, yeah.
There's so many places.
Oh, you got to pick 1, maybe 2.
I bet I know. I bet
Alaska's up there.
You see, that's what I was gonna say.
No, it's up there, man. It would just be such a trip, and it would take so long to do it. So I just don't know that we could give it enough time to really give it
in our season of life.
For right now, anyway, to give it justice, right?
Yeah.
Tough call on that though. Beyond that, there's so many places.
I would like to finish the Alpine Loop. Was it last year?
Oh yeah.
We started the Alpine Loop, and then
mad.
the rain apocalypse happened, and then we were trying to outrun the rain. We just kept going south and south and south.
Yeah.
And so she did all this research in like just months and months, and she knew like all the trails by heart, and she's like mapped everything, and it just broke her heart when we had to leave.
Yeah.
So,
Not a happy camper.
That's a magical place. It really is.
But there was so much rain. There was like rock slides off the mountains and stuff, and so it wouldn't have been safe. Like it was bad.
Yeah, we that's one that we didn't get to finish when we were there. We ran out of time.
Yes, sir.
I'm so bummed. So
I've done it twice, and it's it's never the same. You always see something different. And that's another thing that we actually we came up with on the radio chatter stuff a while ago when we were sitting down to dinner together. And I told her, I said, I want to take you overlanding in Colorado. There's nothing like it. And you get to see so many things that 99% of the population never gets to see.
Yep.
It's just, and that Alpine Loop is primo. It's so good.
Colorado, Utah,
even going back to
Wyoming, I don't know.
Wyoming impressed me. It impressed me what little that we did of it. It impressed me. I tell you, one thing that impressed me was how few people were there. If you don't get up into the popular spots, up into the close to the Tetons, if you stay down on the Colorado border, it was Medicine Bow National Forest. I've never paid as much as I paid for gas at that one little place.
I was getting ready to say that's what impressed me the most.
Wow. This place had one pump for gas, one pump for diesel, and it was one of those old ones that had the spinny thing on it. And I've never seen anything spin that fast in my life. And I was like, okay, I'll take $70. And it was like, I put $70 in there, and in like 22 seconds it was done. I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I got half a tank.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
Yes.
Anyway, that's funny.
Yeah, it was $6 something a gallon, like $6.89 a gallon or something. It was insane.
Outrageous.
I felt pretty lucky though. I didn't need a full tank. I still had like half a tank or something. So it still cost me the same amount.
That was one of the coolest places that I have ever been. We were so far in the middle of nowhere that we crossed over from Colorado to Wyoming and didn't even know it. There was no sign. There was no nothing. And we stopped at this place and they said, okay, you're in Wyoming. And I'm like, really? We made it? Had no idea because we kept looking for the sign. I wanted a picture with the sign. You have to get a picture with the Colorado sign. And there was not one. But that road that we were on was just epic. It was just so nice. And that place that we were at had about every 20 miles in the middle of nowhere on this dirt road had a little parking area with a pit toilet. And it was for the hunters. And I was like, what a perfect spot. Why doesn't every state do this?
Yeah. There was actually spots for
them. Just make a little parking spot with a pit toilet. I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah. And some of them actually had like little campsites. Yeah. And I don't know if they were reservable, first come, first serve or what, but there were like one of them had a little camper there off to the side. But
it was so neat.
It's neat.
Arlen wants to know, what is your favorite thing about your Gladiator? What sets it apart from any vehicle that you've ever owned? Or
that's easy.
I mean, aside from the Harker, and I blame Tony on this. Thanks, Tony. The lift and wheels. I mean, we've only got 35s on there, not 37s like Tony. But once we put the lift and wheels on there, I was like, I can't go back. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Like, dear Lord.
Yes.
I'm done. Like I told Matt, I was like, any other truck we have, I'm sorry. I'm now. It has to be lifted. I'm done now. Thanks.
I think that is so cool coming out of your mouth, and you're the one that drives it every day. I love that.
No,
I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed of my truck when I first got it. I would never drive it. I would not hardly drive it.
Tony put these like Bill Dance sunglasses on where nobody know who he was. Pulled his hat down real low, and he's like, maybe nobody will know who's driving this.
Did yours
ugly
come with those, like,
right off the lot.
Dinky tires.
Sadiator.
Oh yeah, really dinky,
Yeah.
That's so bad.
streetcar tires, like
Yes, sir.
short sidewalls. It was
Yeah.
stupid.
Sadiator at the
Yeah, it was Gladiator for sure.
Yeah.
Most people like
You
stock
lift
this-
it, put
stock
big
those on stuff.
37s and make it from sad to glad.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife says Idaho is amazing too.
See, yeah, I see these
gonna get up
videos
there.
of Idaho, and it's
Yeah,
I'm
who's it?
drooling on
Is it-
Idaho.
Oh, Venture to Rome. Will he covers
Yeah.
that space?
Yeah. Yep.
He just wanna go.
Who's the Revere Overland? He did a
Yeah,
really
Rob.
good
Mhm.
video on
Mhm.
Idaho. I
Mhm.
thought was really, really not
Yeah,
nice.
one of the places that Joe and Misty always talk about is Idaho and how much time they spent there, and they actually um, logged quite a bit of campsites. They spent a lot of time there several years ago, and that's one of the, they said, probably the most underrated state as
Yeah.
far as overlanding goes.
See, Alaska's been the top of my list, and that's sort of the problem is I'd have to drive through all these other places on the way there that
Yeah, and you won't want to leave.
I'd never
won't
make
wanna
it
leave.
to Alaska. I'd never make
If you
it.
have to go through Idaho, Montana, I don't think I'd make it past that.
No,
really
I
don't.
think in order to make it, I'd probably have to go straight up and cross, in like North Dakota, cross the border there, and then,
Yeah.
drive 17 days to get to Alaska that way.
Yeah. Like the UP.
Scenic
I haven't
route.
been to the UP. We haven't done the
Yeah.
UP yet, and I think that
Yeah.
looks amazing too. And
Yeah.
so there's just so much.
Thanks, son. I do
Yeah.
get distracted.
Yeah, I get.
Yeah, it would take us
distracted
6
too.
months to do that trip.
Yeah.
It's
We don't-
really hard for me to leave an epic place in search of another,
Ugh.
because if you're already there,
Mhm.
it's really hard for me to get to leave that and go to another. But
Mhm.
if you have a big long list, you can't stay in one place forever. And if you have happy feet, you got to go.
That's right.
But I'm with you. This year we're going to a place we've never been before. We're going to Maine, Vermont, New
Yeah.
Hampshire, all up in the Northeast. We have I have file folders of each state and places that we want. 0 reservations. Have no idea where we're staying. Our tent and all that is not coming in time.
Yes,
So we have a ground tent, and all of our backpacking stuff we'll sleep in if we have to.
Have I not taught you anything?
We did this last year and it worked out great. So that's just it's just the way it's going to go. So, we're really bummed that our tent's not going to be in. So we're just going to have to make do. with
Yeah.
And I'm with her. When we get up to, Bar Harbor and whatever national park that is up there, Acadia.
Yes.
I'm with her. I'm just like, bring me all the lobster. Just bring it all. I've
All the
never had
lobsters.
fresh lobster caught that day, cooked that day. But yeah, my wife's really bummed.
Yeah.
So you don't have the space to sleep inside the Subaru?
Well, I'm making some change to it right now, but no. So I'm actually putting a little kitchen in there and some other things in there, but no. But we do have a really nice ground tent, and it's fine. It'll be fine.
Yes, sir.
But it's not going to be like rooftop
I get it,
tent. Yeah, we're going to have to be, blue collar on this.
I'm excited though to see your rig or Subi all kitted out. That'll be awesome.
It's going to be super cool. We're not going to do it out like the FJ. It's going to be, we wanted a car that we could travel in,
Mhm.
and not have to, but also if we wanted to stop for a picnic or something like that, we'd have everything we need.
Yes,
And so we bought a little bitty fridge. We got the smallest little ice cold fridge, just like this big.
You put a sandwich in it.
You can put like 2 sandwiches in there, and it's so cute. And so we got that, and I got a little small kitchen that I'm putting in there, and I'm DIYing a whole bunch of it just because I don't want to spend a lot of money. Because we spent a fortune getting an awning and a roof rack and a tent that we're not going to have. So,
But see, I see several plus sides to this. Number one, the fuel mileage.
Yep.
You're going to save so
And the
much in
points.
fuel.
Yeah.
But your situation with the small fridge, that's going to give you the opportunity. I know you love to do this, but shop at the hole in a wall businesses, the stores, the specialty places that has 37,000 variations of cheese.
oh my gosh.
All of those places, whatever is,
I've already found a town in Maine that is known for cheese, and we celebrated. We did high kicks. And so we're going there. I can't wait. I am a cheese. Oh, I love cheese. Anyway,
a cheese connoisseur.
Yeah, I'm a connoisseur of some fine cheese. Anyway, back on topic. Do y'all have any plans for this summer to go anywhere? You got any plans coming up, big trips or anything like that? I know we're planning on going with Okie Overland to Big Bend in December. Do you have any major trips planned between now and then, or is it just going to be like grab and go type stuff?
Mostly grab and go right now. We're trying to plan something, but nothing in the.
Yeah. We have Big Bend, and most of it's on me based on my work. I'm in the middle of a core migration, so I can't really leave for large chunks of time until it's done. So basically, we prep for a week, and we get our face kicked in for a week, and we do that over and over again. And so
sounds fun.
Yeah, well, yes, sir, it's needed. So until late July, we can't really plan anything until then.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, what area do y'all live in Oklahoma?
We live in Bixby, Oklahoma. It's a suburb of Tulsa.
Okay, so around Tulsa, where's your weekend, your go-to getaway weekend, go-to place to go around there?
Well, it depends what time of year, right?
Yeah, we're not real picky. I mean, like if we've got a couple hours and a long weekend, we'll head to Arkansas and run the Ouachitas or the Ozarks. But we're not too picky. We'll hit up the lakes here. Like state parks. I don't mind paying for a camp spot, right off the lake, or.
And then football season, we go watch Oklahoma State. We go to Lake Carl Blackwell. It's it's owned by the college, and so we can park anywhere, and there's deer to walk by your camp at night. So yeah.
Oh wow,
nice.
That sounds nice.
Nice.
I love college football. I love college football atmosphere. It's really nice.
I root for the Cowboys because the Sooners have the absolute most annoying theme song ever in the history of all college people.
And they play it for a first down. They play it for somebody drink water, or they
don't shut up about it.
Yards.
Yeah, they play Boomer Sooner for everything. Yes, timeout.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, kill me now.
Exactly.
Anyway, go Cowboys. Well, that's cool. I was just wondering, Oklahoma's not really known for public land, so you kind of have to go with. Yeah,
you have to go away. Yeah, most of the public land is basically mainly for hunting. And so if you don't hunt, you can't. Speaking of,
oh my gosh,
we were camping with John this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do we ban him from the show?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. What about there's one little Well, I say one little. There's actually two, I believe. There's overlanding routes that go around Oklahoma. Have you done any of that? And is it worth somebody's time?
Oddly, the person that just commented, John Wyatt,
we were with them this weekend.
We were with them this weekend, and they've done over 3/4, I guess, of the Oklahoma Adventure Trail. Did I get that right?
It's really long.
It is really long. So him and another friend have done the majority of it.
And we did a small chunk.
And so, we did a small chunk of it with them this weekend. So it was really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, but it takes a lot. So.
Yeah, I imagine it takes a lot of time, or you have to do it in chunks.
Yeah.
So the problem with doing it in chunks with me is I would go and I would start in the eastern part, go up, and then go west, and then I was like, I got to go home. Now I'm like 23 days away from home.
Right.
Why not just do the rest of it and circle back around? But anyway, it's
a lot of extended weekends, I think, is
I guess so. Well, hey, thank y'all so much for coming on here with us. This has been a treat. I've been looking forward to this. I miss y'all. Oh my gosh. I love camping with y'all and visiting with you. And can't wait till we can do that again.
Yeah.
He says a lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've been looking forward to this and been trying to get you on and work with you. Matt actually has a podcast, and I want to plug it, Matt. I want to plug it. Tell us about it and when it is.
Oh, yes, sir. Actually,
I think it's cool.
Okay, fair enough. So, under the umbrella of just me being a dork, I'm Multicade Matt, and so I have like a channel, and every Wednesday at 8 Central, it's called Arcades Anonymous, and it's just AA, and we discuss everything arcades. And so, yeah, if you want to come hang out and discuss, whatever your favorite game of your childhood from this, Pac-Man.
Galaga is the number one game all time. Galaga's it.
There you go.
And a few weeks ago, you guys were on this topic of like 80s, 70s, 80s, like Atari games. And you were going through the names and some of the ones that I'd even forgotten about. That I enjoyed playing. It's so fun. So I really enjoyed it. Y'all need to go check out their podcast.
That's cool. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna definitely be on there. Do you do it live where I can like comment and
yes, sir, just like this? Yeah,
I love it. I love it because I got great comments.
All right.
I'm a comment expert.
It's not as well polished as this. So
hey.
It's fun though.
I really have to. I mean, I have to really tone it down by the time when we go live. I really do.
Okay.
I'm not polished. You can ask my wife, I promise. Well, hey, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us. We had a great group on here with questions and comments and stuff, and we really appreciate y'all being here. Matt, Monica, it was a pleasure. Always
good
a pleasure
seeing you guys.
to see y'all.
Good talking
I
to you.
really thank y'all for being on
Super fans. Super fans.
Thank you.
We're super fans.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah.
Hope everybody has a wonderful week. It's the best week of the year. It's the last week of school. Have a great week. Look out for number 1. Don't step in number 2. We are.
See y'all. The Overland Podcast is proudly.
Whoop. That was good.